The House calls upon the Deputy Prime Minister to give the supporting acceptance speech of the...
Good evening, members of this House. I am the Deputy Prime Minister. First of all, I would like to refute what the Leader of the Opposition just said. They said that what if the heads of the three branches their lives would be at risk. They would also be protected by the superheroes in return, and that is how our legislation would be fair for both the government and the superheroes themselves. There is an equal interaction between the government and the registration of the superheroes. Also, the opposition side said that the registration is just optional. Now, what would happen to those places wherein there are no superheroes, where there are no naturally born superheroes? If we register these superheroes, then we can freely distribute them to places so that we could maintain the security of the whole country, which I would expound in more on my first point. Also, you said that what if that information would be used against the superheroes. We said that only 3 people would know, and these are the heads of the legislative, executive, and the judiciary branch. But how can it be an advantage for these 3 officials? What these officials are not villains, or they are not even superheroes. They don't have superpowers themselves. But if you're saying that there is still a possibility that they could be villains and they could have superpowers, well, that is only like a 1 to a million chance, and there is only like 0.0001% of massive destruction that could happen. Rather than the proposal of our side that there is a big chance of security. And now, going to my constructive speech, our third point is that this legislation is safer for the country. Why? Like what I said earlier, when we register superheroes, we can assign them and we could distribute them equally to the places covered by the state or the country. Therefore, the citizens of the country would be more confident in going on with their lives, because there are superheroes at different places, yes.
Wouldn't the lives of the superheroes be affected? I mean, they also have their personal lives. If you distribute to other places, what about their personal lives?
They have superpowers. They can be contacted. Even they may go to different places even if they have work later. And this could, on my fourth point, the city protectors like army, navy, policemen, and etc. it would also be for their benefit, because they would have the knowledge and they would know whom to attack, as not to mistakenly attack the superheroes. Because if the superheroes are threatened, the unregistered superheroes are threatened, they might not help the next time there is a chaos. They may get offended or hurt by our city protectors or government protectors, and it may lessen the help that these superheroes give to the country. And my fifth point is that it would be for the security of the superhero. The superhero would then have a security for himself, for he knows that the government is also protecting him in return, his identity, and also he would have in our legislation earlier, it would be beneficial for the superhero, for it could be their second job. Aside from their normal job, their day-to-day job, they could get extra salary. when they get extra salary, they could get higher pay, and when there is higher pay, there is higher income, and when there is higher income, they would pay more taxes, and when they pay more taxes, and when they pay more taxes later, it could help the economy, and when it would be for the good of the economy, it would be good for our country. And when registration for being a superhero gives you an advantage of an extra salary, then more superheroes would be encouraged to register themselves later. And when they are to register themselves as superheroes, we can have more superheroes, and when we have more superheroes, again, we can equally distribute these superheroes for us to have a safer environment. And when we have a safer environment, it's still good for the economy, and the cycle goes on. And
sorry. I'll look for myself.
And again, when there are more superheroes, there is again the terrorists or the criminals may be afraid of attacking one place because it would be a disadvantage for them, since there are more people who would help the country, and they need to know more tactics on how to destroy one place. Therefore, when criminals are discouraged from doing crimes, crime rates would go down. And crime rates go down, the place is safer, therefore the investors would want to invest in that country. And when investors would invest in that country, therefore money, and therefore a better economy. That is why our legislation and our house and our side is better. Thank you.
Speakers go for approximately 7 minutes and Speakers spoke for approximately 7 minutes and 22 seconds. The House calls upon the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Kiko Marcos, to
Share. Karma.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, and I would like to refute a few points from what the Deputy Prime Minister said. These three heads, the executive, the judiciary, and legislative, the heads of these three branches, you cannot simply assume that they are not villains. You can really predict a movement of villain. You can't say that this guy is pure-hearted, and you cannot say that he will use the registered heroes for his own benefit. He can disguise a small incident into something different, into something more sinister, or something more. Something more. Another thing, if you can say that the registered heroes will in turn protect the three heads, if these equal, this mutual relationship between them. What if the superhero does not comply to this? Superhero has a choice. And these superheroes are also humans. They're only people with superhuman abilities. Last thing would be... The last thing that I would be refuting... You say that the Navy, the anything protectors of the city, you can't, if the superhero isn't registered, they can't know what his weaknesses are. So even if you shoot him down 55 billion times, he won't go down that easy. He can just go to these people and talk to them, hey, I'm a good guy. So stop shooting me, shoot that guy. My points. Is it the disadvantages of registering would be as so. Registering would put the life of the superhero on the line. Not really. Would put the right of the registering would put the life of the superhero into much more danger than he does in saving lives. This is because as the leader of the opposition said, superheroes would be superheroes would have their personal information revealed to the government, and not only to the government, and maybe to the public. And these may provoke may give some motivation to the villains who may kill him to go to his house and probably assassinate him while he's sleeping. Know this, these villains may already know some bits of the hero. Some bits of information about the hero. So if you reveal, if this superhero reveals this information to the government, and this villain would apparently get this information through invalid means or unrighteous means, he can get the upper hand and kill him while he's sleeping. Another point is the hero's right to choose whether to register or not. In our legislation, it's said that superheroes can register but are not required to register. So we are giving the hero the choice to either register or not, which would not step on the rights of the superhero's right to liberty. Another disadvantage of registering would, as we said earlier, the extensive research would restrict the superhero from saving lives while unregistered. If, for example, if the superhero encounters a danger that puts millions of lives in jeopardy, this hero cannot act since he is good-willed and a law-abiding citizen. He cannot save these people, thus increasing the death toll of that disaster. For example, we'll give an example for this. All my points connected into one example. The hero gets assassinated. sadly. And then no one gets to replace him because the process of registering is extensive, we cannot get more heroes in time. So this place is without a hero since on their side they assign heroes to one place. If an earthquake ravages the area and then no hero is there to control the situation, millions of lives can be killed. If superheroes were not required to register, one superhero can just go there in the nick of time and save everyone else. Because disasters can be predicted. So if ever a hero just comes in and saves lives, they can be more prepared and dozens of lives are spared and life is short. Life is good. Life is good. Dozens of lives will be spared and